I just got to work. Been thinking about this Brandon Aiyuk situation, and for the last few weeks, I've been pretty convinced that the Niners would cave a couple of days before the season starts and just trade him to Pittsburgh. But the more I'm in the facility and I get a feel for how the 49ers feel about the situation, after those press conferences yesterday, it feels like a real personal power struggle between Aiyuk and the Niners. And I don't think the Niners want to lose. I don't think Aiyuk wants to lose either. But just trading him to Pittsburgh for picks next year would be perceived as a win for Aiyuk and a loss for the 49ers. And it'd be kind of embarrassing for the 49ers. They would lose face among their fans and around the league. So I'm not so sure that John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan are going to do that. Is it possible, roll with me on this one, is it possible that the Niners' plan all along, or first choice all along, was to force Aiyuk to play out the 5th-year option of his contract? Think about it. You could just offer him low-ball offers all offseason, things you know he won't accept. Then you can sort of leak in the media that he's being difficult. He's the unprofessional one, when really you never intended to sign him long-term anyway, because you know you can't afford him long-term. You can afford him this year, but 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line, you'd have to choose between him and Debo, and only one of those guys is super-duper best friends with Kyle Shanahan, and it ain't Aiyuk. So I can see the Niners being real petty and vindictive and forcing Aiyuk to play out the 5th-year option, and him holding out games, trying to prove that he's utterly essential to the Niners. And that would make the Jets game really interesting. Can they beat the Jets without him? Because if they lose without Aiyuk, then Aiyuk becomes more valuable. And if they beat the Jets without Aiyuk, he becomes less valuable. That would be very, 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 very interesting. And they did play without Aiyuk last year against the Giants, scored 30 points. Debo went for 129 and a touchdown. Purdy went for 310 and 2 touchdowns and no picks, and the Niners won. So maybe they don't need Aiyuk as much as they need Trent Williams. I think the Niners feel like if they have Trent Williams out there week 1 and no Aiyuk, they can win. And they can win this standoff with Aiyuk. And he'll have to come back to the team with his tail between his legs and play out his contract. And then they'll tag him next year, and then they'll trade him. But they're banking on this not becoming a circus and it not being a distraction. Because if he's still on the team and he's unhappy playing the 5th-year option, every day is Aiyuk watch. Is he here? Is he disgruntled? What did he do? How did he talk? Did he talk? Like, today could be just any normal, boring day at Ninerville, but it's not. It's Aiyuk watch. Is he going to practice today? Is he here? Are the coaches going to talk about him? What are the players going to say? How long can the Niners really stomach that? Because they're going to act like that's no big deal, but I'm going to make it a big deal. So we'll see what I can do.